Welcome back to the Tunnel Turn, race fans, where things get a little hairy.
That's the way we like it.
You know it. I'm
yeah.
Phil. This is the lovely Christina.
How you doing? It's race day. It's Talladega. And race day, you know what it means here. You know what it means, baby?
Oh, yeah.
It means power rankings.
Yes, it's the power rankings, and not just any power rankings. It's Talladega power rankings.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can't emphasize enough the greatness about Talladega. But let's talk one thing that has to do with Talladega and Daytona as well. It's the yellow line rule. The yellow line rule has got to go, NASCAR, please. I'm sorry, because, you know, it causes more wrecks than it prevents. And supposedly the one thing that it prevents, the main reason that they even made the yellow line rule, the 1999 Daytona 500. If you don't know about it, it's where
Please look it up.
Yeah, please watch it. It's where Jeff Gordon went and made a crazy move down on the apron to pass Rusty Wallace by himself with nobody behind him, and he pulled it off, and he went down on the apron to do it. The issue is that Ricky Rudd was coming out of the pits at that moment and was slower, and Jeff Gordon had to pull an evasive maneuver to avoid him, which he pulled off while still completing the pass. Very impressive piece of driving.
Oh. Wow. I mean, there's no other word to describe it. Wow. I mean, he came around this guy, missed this other guy, and just friggin'
And then just jerked right back
just
up.
Took right over again and took the lead. That was like, holy moly. Couldn't believe how it happened.
At 200 miles an hour. It's insane.
I mean, think about that on the highway, dude, when you see those idiots going through the traffic.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like, but he knew what he was doing. Holy moly.
Right, but the issue is, and it was an issue, was how close Jeff Gordon and Ricky Rudd got when he was coming out of the pits.
I think that's a track issue, though. I don't think that's a racing issue. I think that's something that Daytona has to deal with.
Right, exactly. Well, so they figured, we're going to put the yellow line so nobody goes down on the apron. But then you're taking away so much racetrack. How about instead you add a little bit of room to the apron there? Because if you look at it, Ricky Rudd is as far down as he could get, practically in the grass himself, and he's not that far from the racetrack.
No, he ain't.
Why are we having cars coming off the pit road that close to the guys at full speed? Why is there not an access road like we see at many other tracks, like Homestead and Indianapolis, just to name a couple? I mean,
it's obviously doable to make these access roads, right? It's not a.
It is not hard. There is plenty of room down there, or even just make the apron wider. There's plenty of grass there, so they could add some asphalt there, and then they didn't need this yellow line that causes wrecks.
Right, because this yellow line was actually instituted for safety.
Right, and then it causes wrecks.
Yeah, because here's your problem. I mean, drivers themselves have said it at Daytona and both Talladega. They say, I'm holding that yellow line, and if you cut me off, I'm taking you out. And I'm sorry, that is what's causing more wrecks than anything. If there is pavement there, yellow line or not, they should be able to race on it.
Yeah, let the guys use the track that's there. Remember the pass in the grass, one of the most famous spots? In the grass. When you get down there in the grass, it's more exciting. Look at Phoenix when they get in that dog leg and how wide they get. It's exciting.
Right, the pass in the grass wouldn't even exist now because they wouldn't have even done it.
Yeah, and then don't tell me the yellow line is safer, because look at Talladega here when Carl Edwards went flying through the air over getting hit with Keselowski, because Keselowski had momentum. He went to the yellow line as low as he can go, and Carl Edwards kept coming down to try to block, and then he got turned and flew. If Keselowski could keep going down, then Carl Edwards wouldn't have got turned, and by the time they would have got to the grass, they'd have been door to door, and it would have been a great finish. You know, however it would have been better than Carl Edwards flying through the air like that.
I mean, amen to that. Exactly. Let them have the room to race. You know, you want the safety, give them room. You know, if they don't have the room to race out there, they can't do what they need to do to be safe. And then You know, we trust them to be out there on this track, all, 40 drivers, door to door, holding 3 lines, half a track, and they do it, and they move through it. I mean, think about it this way, how many of the last super speedways, how many cautions do you see? Considering we get one big, caution, and maybe we'll get a couple little cautions after that, but cautions breed caution, so when we get them, we all get them all together, but when they're not happening, we're not getting them because these drivers are so good. Like when Gordon passed Ricky Rudd.
Exactly, you can see that such impressive driving. So please help us get rid of the yellow line. Maybe it'll work, I doubt it, but hey, why not? Let's try.
Yes, let's start a movement. Start it now. Hashtag no more yellow line. Let's start a movement.
All right. I apologize for that little rant before our power rankings, but it's something that you can tell we feel really strongly about, and we don't need the yellow line anymore. So, moving on to the title of this show, this is the power rankings like we said earlier. Well, let's get to it. Ladies first, I say.
Oh, I was loving you say that. Alright, my number 10 hasn't been on the power rankings in a while. So I'm giving him a chance this week. I have picked Tyler Reddick.
Tyler Reddick, the rookie.
Tyler Reddick, the rookie. He ran an awesome race in Homestead. Had a top 5 finish with 4th. He's got good momentum going in here, and that never hurts at Talladega. Even though it's a crapshoot. It's going to be hard to pick a top 10. These are top 10, but.
Yeah, absolutely. It is Talladega. That was the toughest part about doing these power rankings, because Talladega, it's so random. It's ridiculous.
Right. He is he's going for. I think he's going for Rookie of the Year, but this is why I pick him. He is the defending Xfinity winner here last year.
Yes, he is. He does have a lot of good Xfinity stats. Daytona this year wasn't so hot for him, but roll the dice, just like Talladega. I'm rooting for him. I was really impressed with how he did last week. I was really thinking about putting him in, but he just missed it because number 10 I put in somebody that actually has a good recent Cup history here. That's Eric Almirola. I was looking at his stats before you mentioned about how in the last 2 years he's got 4 top 10s and a win at this track, which is pretty impressive. He has been running a little bit better with his Stewart Haas equipment. Is running pretty good. I got him in.
Interesting pick. Wow. Didn't expect that out of you.
Yeah, well, I threw him in there. Why not? He has a good history. It's Talladega. He's got good luck at Talladega. Maybe good luck will shine on him again.
Maybe. Shall we move on?
Let's go. I got William Byron at number 9.
My gamble.
Yep. I've been trying to stick with Alex Bowman, but things just keep happening. I don't know what's going on, while William Byron has been getting top 10s. So since he's been scoring in the top 10, I'm putting him in the top 10 power rankings.
Why not? I mean, I didn't put him in mine, I'm just, like you said, rolling the dice this week, because that's all Talladega is. So I didn't put him in mine. I mean, I looked at his stats, same thing, I was trying to figure out who, but I just didn't use it. Well, my number 9 is Kurt Busch.
Ooh, Kurt Busch. He didn't make either one of our power rankings last week.
No, he didn't, but when I'm picking the best drivers to be here, the best drivers is always going to have the Busch brothers in it, and it's always going to have Kurt Busch. I mean, I know he has no wins here, but he was 6th in the race last year. Throw his 20 top 10s in, his 8 top 5s. It's the best in the series. So, and Kurt's an aggressive driver, so expect him to be in the mix when it's time to win the race.
Right, exactly. 20 top 10s. That is really impressive. That shows that he's always traditionally been up front at these plate races. He just, for whatever reason, the race hasn't gone his way to get the win, but he's always there, he's always fast, he's always good.
Amen. Hey, I don't need to say anything. I should just let you sell on my power rankings.
Well, he was one that I was debating over, and another one that missed out. mainly because of recent luck. So who do you have at number 8?
Well, my number 8 is a new entry to my list.
Ooh.
I think you'll find him quite interesting. I have Eric Almirola.
Eric Almirola at number 8.
Yes, I
That's
did.
impressive.
I was so dying to tell you I had him at 8.
Hey, you
but I
should have
wanted
let
to
me
wait.
know it was right there, but hey, it's all
No,
good.
I wanted to surprise you.
Go ahead and talk about him some more.
Well, anyways, I think he's got the best record, arguably, at Dega. His last 6 races here produced a 9th, a 4th, a 7th, a 1st, 4th, and 5th. He finished last week at Homestead in 5th. He's got a 15th place average here, you know, rolling that dice again.
Yeah.
So why not?
Lady Luck seems to be with him at this track.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is, or maybe he's just good at it. Maybe he's, whatever it is, the results are there.
And I like him.
He's in the power rankings this week.
Why not?
All right, well, that's a nice number 8 Almirola there, but I've got Martin Truex Jr. at number 8. That seems a little low, or maybe it even seems a little high, just even having him on the list. But I guess we'll see. He has been doing a lot of good races lately. He's been looking fast. Other than Homestead, which was bizarre. He must have missed the setup, which is a problem. Maybe if there was practice, he would have been up there. But that's where we're at right now. So number 8, that's where I have him.
I didn't put him on my list. I went back and forth on him because, yeah, he's been up through all those races. I agree with you, but I don't know. Every race, a Talladega that I remember watching, man, he always seems to have the worst luck here.
Yeah, just like Almirola always seems to have good luck. Truex does seem to have a bit of bad luck.
So I was like, you know what? I'll just, no thanks.
Okay. Fair enough, but I just look at he's 6 in points. He's doing really well. I'm not gonna just knock him all the way back over one bad race.
It's not even the bad race thing.
Or
It's
a bit of bad luck here.
Yes.
But that's me. All right, so we'll just keep going. Number 7, the Candyman, Kyle Busch, out of the top 5. I know at number 7. I know he's won here, but he's still looking for that first win. He still doesn't have a win yet this season. And we're 12 races in, and he doesn't have a win, doesn't even have a stage win. I don't know what's going on. I hope he gets it turned around really soon.
Well, I don't have much to add to your argument other than the fact I do have him at 6, so I'm not that far off here.
Pretty close.
You know, he hasn't been pulling great finishes at super speedways lately, but you know, when it comes down to it, bumper to bumper racing, he's aggressive, he's there. You know, he's just needs that race to break him out. And this could be the one because Talladega is such a crapshoot. Anybody could win, and you know he's one that will fight up there to win a race. Never count him out.
Oh, I definitely never count him out. I mean, hey, if he wins, I'll put him freaking number 1 on my list. Why the hell not? Because once he gets going with wins, he'll back to back to back. He'll just start on a roll, and then I'm sorry for the rest of the field.
Well, considering you wear his shirt every race day, it's kind of sad that you haven't had him at number 1.
Not every race day.
Almost.
I got something new for this race day. You guys can wait and see when we tune in on the review.
Anyway, since you were number 7 was Kyle Busch, I'll give you my number 7. My number 7 was Brad Keselowski.
Brad Keselowski.
I know this seems kind of high in terms of the rankings, or low, I'm sorry, in terms of the rankings. I always do that, you know that. Y'all get used to it. I'm weird. Anyway, I know it's kind of low, but rolling the dice again, and this is the number he came up, you know. He's got plenty of success at Dega. He's got 5 wins in most of the series. So when it comes down to push and shove, he will push, he will shove. He will get pushed and shoved and grabbed by Gordon when he got him pissed off, which was funny as hell. But anyway, so I picked Bubba K.
Alright, well, Bubba K at number 7. I'm going to tell you I have him in my top 5. I will tell you that, and I will tell you why when we get to him. Right now, we're going to round out the number 6. somebody who's out of the top 5, or at least out of my top 5 for the first time. The leader in the points, Kevin Harvick, at number 6. You know, he's been losing points fast the last few races. He was a little bit ago up 50-something points, and now he's got an 8-point lead. He's just not doing good.
I still have him in my top 5. I completely disagree. You just said a minute ago you're not going to drop somebody out of your top 10 from one bad race, and I'm sorry.
2 bad races.
Last week was a fluke. He's never off the setup. He's always there. And I don't remember the other race, but it could be a fluke. He's good. Talladega's that crapshoot. You know Kevin Harvick can win it. We've seen him with our own eyes win it, or seen him win at super speedways because we saw him win at Daytona. So you know he'll be up there.
Maybe, maybe not, because I'm sorry, the last 2 races, it wasn't just one race that he missed the setup. He was just non-existent the last 2 races. It's not that he wasn't even in the back of the top 10. He was barely in the top 15.
Yeah, but that one race is the one where all the cars got caught a lap down or something, and he was one of those cars. And he got caught in that.
Yeah, and he stayed right there. He never moved up. There was a whole bunch of other cars in front of him in the same situation, and he couldn't pass them. He just stayed there. It's been a bad few races. I'm moving him out of my top 5 this week for Talladega because I'm just not convinced of what he's going to do this week.
Oh, I disagree. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, you know what time it is?
Yeah, man.
It is time for the top 5.
Yeah, top 5.
Woohoo! Top 5. I started today on top 10, so as the lady, I'm going to pass it back to my gentleman. Would you like to start your top 5?
I'd be happy to give out my number 5 first, right off the bat. Since Kevin Harvick is not in my top 5, who is in my top 5? Well, number 5, I got Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin, he's been on a roll. He now has 3 wins, leading everybody for that matter. You know, he's good at plate racing. How many Daytona 500s has he won now? You know, he's got 3 wins. Like I said, he's leading in playoff points because of it. The guy is hot right now. How could I not have him in the top 5?
I also have Denny in my top 5. I just have him a little higher. So, go ahead and sell him, sweetheart.
I think I just did. Who's your top 5?
Well, my top number 5 is Joey Logano.
Ooh, Joey Logano.
Can't go wrong with Logano. He is in a class by himself when it comes to super speedways. In the last 10 races, he leads all drivers with 6 top 5s and 242 laps led, which is, yay, it's Talladega. Laps led, wow. But when it comes down to it, push and shove, once again, ladies and gentlemen, Joey Logano will be there, pushing and shoving.
Yeah, absolutely, he will. I got him at number 4. That's where Logano is, for a lot of the same reasons. You know, 3 wins here, of course, that's impressive, because anybody that can win here consistently can do it again very easily. Even though it's random, we know it's random, there are still some patterns to the randomness. You know, plus he's got 2 wins this season. He's winning stages. He's finding ways to get things done to be up there. That's why he's 3rd in points. And he's got Penske power. You cannot underestimate Penske power this year. That team is the top team this year.
Yeah, man. Every race they're up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You always see them together. The Penske boys are showing what they got.
Look at the points. 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They're right there.
Hey, well, what else can you say? Penske is looking at taking the title this year, I think.
All right, so what do you got it for?
At my number 4, I've got Kevin Harvick.
There's Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, I did have him a little lower. Just like I argued, I don't think one bad race is a reason to take him out. He's 5th at Daytona this year, and I know that Daytona is, they're the same, but they're different. They all have their differences. I think Kevin Harvick is that guy that's going to find his way to the front, like he always does. I know he's had a couple bad weeks, like we talked about, but Kevin Harvick is a champion for a reason, because he knows how to come back when he's down.
yeah, man. I mean, he's a good, consistent driver. He does find ways to do things. I talked about why I put him out of there already. It's just my feeling. I'm just not feeling him at Talladega. All right.
Well, I hope you're not feeling him anywhere, personally.
Yeah, that's true. I'd rather not do that. All right, number 3. We are at 3. This is where I put Brad Keselowski. The dude has 5 wins, leading all active drivers here. He's got 2 wins this year and 9 top 10s, which is tied for the most for this season. He's got that Penske power, like we were just saying. He just knows how to get wins here. He knows how to run good here. So there's no way I couldn't. I wanted to put him a little bit higher, but number 3 is where I settled him.
No disagreements. Like I said, I have no problem with where you put him. Rolling the dice, that's where he landed for me, because that's pretty much what I did for this whole power rankings, just rolled the dice.
Yeah. That's
let luck pick my power rankings, because God forbid I couldn't.
All right, so what do you got?
So for my number 3, I picked my man, Chase Elliott. Not only is he the defending winner of this race, but his average finish at Dega is 13th, which is, yay, it's Dega. But if he stays out of trouble, it stays up there, he's going to be there to win.
Absolutely, he'll be there to win. That's why I have him higher. But because obviously, if he's not at 3, he's 2 or 1. Just wait a little bit longer, you're going to find out. The guy's money. I mean, he's just a really good driver. He's just a lot of fun. He's a breath of fresh air for NASCAR.
Oh yeah. Can't agree more. I love second generation drivers, and I love seeing these kids that you watch grow up on the track become these great racers, and it's just, I love seeing it.
Mhm. It's beautiful. It's yeah.
It gives me hope for my kids.
Moving on, we're gonna go into number 2. Who do you have at number 2?
Well, my number 2. You ready?
Yep.
Are you sure?
I think so.
You buckled in.
I think so. I'll bet it's the same as mine. Who is it? What do you got?
My number 2 is Ryan Blaney.
Ryan Blaney. I knew you were also going to pick Ryan Blaney number 2. I also have Ryan Blaney number 2.
Well, Blaney won a Dega in the fall. He was a runner-up at the Daytona 500. He's constantly bringing fast rides to tracks. He was awesome at Homestead last week. He could have been there to win, if not Denny being dominant. I mean, I think he's a favorite on Sunday.
Yeah, he has to be. Ryan Blaney has been on a roll. I know it was just a little bit ago he wasn't even in our power rankings, but now, bam, I'll move him up to number 2. He's been racing so well, and he's got that Penske power. We cannot underestimate the way that those Penske cars have a lot of muscle all season.
Right, and if you've been keeping track of the power rankings so far, I think you would know my Denny Hamlin is my number 1. That's the only reason you haven't heard him come out of my mouth so far.
So you got Denny Hamlin at number 1?
Why not? I mean, for the same reasons you put up. He won the Daytona 500. He was insanely dominant last week. I mean, he was one bad race. Here we go again. But you cannot count out Denny at super speedways. He is awesome there, and plan on him being awesome there today. And if he don't win today, I'd be really surprised.
Hey, it's a good number 1. My number 1, Chase Elliott. He won here last year. Like you said, his average finish is 13th. His only bad finish was because of accident. He's always up there. He's always in the running at Talladega. He is his father's son. He's going to be the awesome Chase from Dawsonville. I know it doesn't have as good a ring to it. We'll just keep calling him the bounty hunter then. And also, that is my pick to win. This week, my number 1 is my pick to win. You can bank on that. Chase Elliott will be in victory lane.
Well, as much as I love to say Chase is in victory lane, I love the sound of that. Say it one more time.
Chase Elliott will be in victory lane. That is my pick. Take it to the bank.
Okay. My winner pick this week is Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney.
The other guy that won last year.
The other guy that won last year, correct. I mean, second generation. Wow, think about that. Battle of the second generation drivers. Holy moly. But anyways, he rolls into Talladega as a recent winner. He also ranks 4th in points scored over the last 10 races. He's up there every race. Fast cars, Penske power. Put it all together, shake it all up, make it look good, and put it out there on the front, because that's what Ryan Blaney's going to do.
Man, 100% he's going to be up there.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Chase, they've been kind of getting into it a little bit, each other on the track. A nice little friendly rivalry on the track. Hopefully it stays that way and doesn't get too ugly. Although, a little ugly wouldn't be too bad, because it's fun when things get a little ugly to watch sometimes. I'll admit it.
I don't know, maybe Dave will be calling up good old Bill going, hey, your son's picking on my son.
Yeah, right. Well, there you have it. There's our number ones. Those are our winner picks.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
I hope you guys enjoyed joining us today. If you did, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell so that way you'll be able to hear once our next video comes out on Monday for our review of Talladega, where we talk about the wildness that is sure to occur.
And don't forget the movement, most importantly. Hashtag no more yellow line.
Yep,
we want safety in NASCAR. Get rid of the yellow line.
Amen. Amen. So that's all for today. Until next time, have a good day.
Bye.